Hey, music lovers, welcome to Musical Miles Podcast. I'm your host, Byron Duffin, and I am here with my new friend, Mr. Eddy DelMonico. DelMonico from, we're actually here in Las Vegas at the Las Vegas Songwriter Festival at the Mandalay Bay. What a beautiful place. And you're a local.
I am.
Yeah, you've lived here for, what did you tell me, 21 years?
I have, 21 years.
Thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, so, but kind of, I love your story because it's a newcomer story. You're kind of a rookie in the music industry, as it may be. You've played the guitar and sang for lots and lots of years, but only went into the recording studio 18 months ago.
That's right, I did.
And what a career you've had already. You just were sharing with us that you have already been invited to play at the Grand Ole Opry and got to do that already.
I did.
When did you do that?
That was on June 8th. I was in Sunday morning country at the Opry.
How cool is that? I mean, there are people that have been in the music business a long time have not been invited to the Opry. So good on you.
Thank you.
That's a great story. So, well, let's back up a little bit because I read in your bio that your first concert you ever saw was Elvis.
That's correct, I did.
Wow. Now, that's a concert I never got to see, but loved Elvis. Growing up, he was every little boy's hero, right? Because he always got the girl, and he was so handsome, and he was the man, right?
He was.
So, but you grew up in New York, Long Island.
I did, and then I saw Elvis in 1972 at Madison Square Garden.
Wow.
June 6th, to be exact, 1972.
I'm amazed you can remember the dates. I remember my first concert was Three Dog Night, and I was 12. But I was 12 years old, and I'll never forget it, but I don't remember the dates. I do remember how old I was, but that first live music experience is tough to beat, right?
Right, it was, and especially to see Elvis live was something else. That was quite to this day, actually, it was the most electrifying performance I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of them since.
Oh, I can imagine.
It was amazing at the time. He was still in pretty good shape. Everything was good.
How many times? So did you only see Elvis once?
One time.
One time. Yeah.
That was it.
Wow. I saw some iconic performers here in Las Vegas when I was young. In high school, my dad was a big Eddie Arnold fan.
Oh, sure.
Saw Eddie Arnold live here in Vegas. Saw Wayne Newton live here in Vegas.
I did too.
And saw, who else did we see? Oh, my goodness. We saw like 4 in one weekend. Bobby Vinton.
Yep.
Saw Bobby Vinton here. And many others, but since Miss Shen and I have been together 43 years, we've seen a lot of live music in the last 43
This coming Saturday, I'm going to see not tomorrow, but the next week I'm going to see Engelbert Humperdinck's going to be here at the Orleans.
Oh, you're kidding?
No, and I'm telling you, he's still great, believe it or not.
Oh yeah,
and he's 89.
89, and
he sounds terrific.
Still sounds terrific. We've seen some older artists in the last year. I shouldn't say older because they're probably close to my age, but. We saw Tanya Tucker last fall.
Right.
Her voice is strong as ever. We also saw Stevie Nicks about a year ago. Her voice is phenomenal.
Yeah. I saw Fleetwood Mac about 10, 12 years ago here when they were all together.
Oh, wow.
And that was something, boy.
Oh, I can only imagine.
At the MGM, I saw them. They were amazing.
Yeah.
Totally amazing.
Well, isn't it funny how music impacts all of us differently, but you've been at this game for a very short period of time professionally, but you also have a real job. So
yes,
let's slide back in here. That's the problem with these mics, is that if you're not close,
okay.
But anyway, you tell us a little bit about what you do for a living.
Well, right now I work for a company called Elite Foam and Packaging. We make all of the architectural foam and the faux finishes you see in all the hotels.
Right.
That they shoot with stucco.
Sure.
Or they can actually shoot onto the foam.
Sure.
They make all the different shapes.
Yeah.
Like in the Bellagio Gardens, underneath all that stuff, it's foam, and then they create the characters and so on. So it's kind of behind the scenes of Las Vegas.
Sure.
So it's a very interesting job.
Oh, absolutely, and it's forever changing.
Always.
This is a city that changes constantly.
It evolves. It's like a chameleon. It always changes its shape and its color.
Yeah. Well, you're quite young at heart as well. So you told me you have no interest in retiring.
Never.
You're going to be 73.
I am.
73, and you went into the studio at 70 and cut your first album. What's the title of that album?
Songs from the Heart.
Songs from the Heart. Well, I got a chance to listen to a few of them, and I really enjoyed them. The challenge we have with this podcast is getting to listen to everybody's music.
Right.
Sure. It's just there's so much music out there, right?
I can imagine.
But what we love is the backstories to the music. So, what really inspired you to go into the studio at 70 years old?
Well, it was something I always wanted to do.
Sure.
And I used to write poetry, and I used to write songs, and I learned to play the guitar when I was about 9 years old.
Okay.
And I would make up songs, and frankly, what inspired it was all the years ago, we used to watch the Ozzie and Harriet show on TV.
Right.
Remember Ricky Nelson and David
absolutely.
and all that? So anyway, at the end of every show, Ricky Nelson would perform a song. That's how he became famous.
Right.
And I always watched that with my parents. And then one day my mother said, "Oh, Eddie, we'd like you to play like Ricky Nelson. And sing like him." So I got the inspiration from that.
Sure.
And then, the years go by, and of course you're in school. I was in, elementary school, then high school and junior high school and so
Sure.
on. And then life takes over, and then I joined the Navy. I always played the guitar just kind of like a hobby. Mm-hmm. But then in the latter years, I decided to it just bit me to go into the studio, and I walked into a studio. I never knew the guy. I looked him up out of the yellow pages, and I went into the Omnitone Studios here in Las Vegas.
Okay.
And now the fellow is one of my best friends.
Sure.
Darren Shear, who owns Omnitone, and his wife. And he created all the orchestrations, updated the music. I wrote a lot of these songs, 10 of them.
Sure.
And then they created the sound you hear. That I have my own kind of distinctive, kind of a romantic sound.
Sure.
And we carry on from there.
So did you record with some studio musicians, or is that all?
Everything the way they do it nowadays. It's all digitally piped in.
Okay.
But there's musicians in different part of the country.
Sure.
In different areas.
Sure.
And the music all comes together, and then Darren puts it all together.
Sure. Yeah, he produces it, mixes it,
and then we have it mixed, and then we thus create the record.
Okay.
And it's done. Actually, it's done a lot now like that.
Right. Right.
We have a background singer, and then she's brought in separately, and it all works.
Oh, right.
So it's
well,
interesting.
in some scenarios, of course, back in the day, they were all at the studio. But
together.
then again, they laid the tracks for the bass, they laid the tracks for the lead, they laid the tracks, and they laid the vocals,
Right.
the harmonies and whatnot behind the scenes, and so.
And I go in and I listen to the music track, and then I begin to sing it.
Sure.
And then we sing it line by line, and then if there's a mistake or something's a little wrong, I would call punch it in and do it again.
Sure.
And then he puts it all together, and we get a finished product out of it.
Sure.
It's very interesting how it's done. In the old days, I can't imagine. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I read even where Elvis himself took 37 takes on a song. 37 takes.
37 takes.
I can't even imagine that. They'd stay in the studio for days and nights doing it, okay?
Not something that would interest me or most artists today, I don't think.
No.
And it's amazing because of the world we live in today. It's all digital, and it's gone, and with social media and whatnot, that's how people are getting famous.
Yep.
And so I think you're in a unique position because of your age. You actually are more intriguing to people than someone, especially as a new artist, than you would be if you'd been doing this for 50 years.
Well, again, I don't know. I just did this, and all of a sudden, organically, things started to happen here.
Sure.
And again, it's a relatively short time. It's not even two years, two
Right.
years or so. And I'm getting some traction online.
Sure.
I have a lot of presence on online.
Sure.
And it's all organic.
Well, what's interesting is that your PR people reached out to me to, I guess they'd seen our podcast somewhere and said, I think this is a good opportunity for us to get Eddie another avenue, and some more exposure. So they reached out to me. We just happened to be here in Las Vegas, coming to Las Vegas because we live about 8.5 hours north of here, 9 hours in Idaho.
Yep.
And so we knew we were going to be in town, and so we reached out to your PR people and said, yeah, we'd love to have you on.
She literally called me yesterday afternoon
Oh, really?
at 5 o'clock.
You hadn't heard about it before that?
And she said, can you please be down at the Mandalay Bay tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock? And I said, sure. And maneuvered things around, and here I am.
Oh, well, thank you for making time for us.
Sure.
We always enjoy hearing people's story and what motivated you. So back to the music scene, Elvis was your first exposure, but you also had some other influences like Roy Orbison.
Like Roy Orbison, even Bobby Rydell. You call it the teen idols, I guess, of the 1960s.
Sure.
And that sound, okay. Yeah. Bobby V, he was also very good, okay. But again, I mean, I just saw these things on television and I heard them on the radio.
Sure.
I mean, back in New York in the day, there was cousin Bruce Morrow was on the radio, WABC radio in New York.
Okay.
And he introduced the Four Seasons.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, then there was another disc jockey, Murray the K.
Okay.
And that was another big deal, and he was friends with the Beatles. So I was there in New York when the Beatles landed and when all that happened on the Ed Sullivan Show. The Ed Sullivan Show was really where many of these artists all got famous from.
Oh, absolutely.
When he had them on the show, that was it. They were famous
overnight, immediately. Literally. That was the exposure they all wanted, right?
That was it.
Can we get on the Ed Sullivan Show? I remember as a kid, now I'm a little younger than you. I think we're about 10 years, not quite 10 years apart, and I think 9, but I remember a lot of that stuff in the 60s. And I remember when the Beatles landed, and I remember the Beatlemania.
Crazy.
And so did you ever get to see them live?
No, never did.
Yeah.
Actually, we tried, but frankly, when they came to the city, you couldn't get into the place. You couldn't get near the place.
I'm sure.
It was blocked off. The streets were blocked off.
Sure.
I mean, it was really quite a hoopla.
I'm sure it was.
Really
I'm sure it was. Well, back in those days, there was... Can you imagine? I can't even begin to imagine what they would have done if they came on the scene today with the internet and the just the mass media that's available.
It's very difficult today to get that, I would call it the organic mixture.
Sure.
Of just pure talent. Like they came out of Liverpool.
Yeah.
They just sat there and created songs in their bedrooms, John and Paul, and you know what I mean? There really was no technical stuff. It wasn't technical. This was all just playing a couple of guitars. The equipment was marginal. There was no social anything. There was no computers. There was no cell phones. There was none of this stuff. So it's like, I mean, they were just pure talent.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely. But then again, you wonder, I at times wonder, some of those successful artists in those days, in the 60s and even in the 70s, would they be successful today? As competitive as the market is now, I still believe there's some. I mean, like the Eagles and Creedence, CCR. You've got just so many talented bands that really made it. And probably more likely than not, they still would have been very successful if they were.
So most of the front men are still out there.
Sure.
Like, believe Peter Noon from Herman's Hermits.
Okay.
He performs in Las Vegas all the time.
Oh, really?
But it's not with the original Herman's Hermits, right?
Sure.
Then you got also John Fogerty from CC, right?
Yep.
He performs here in Vegas, right?
Right.
But all the background guys are gone. It's a different group. So, like, these front solo guys that really kind of did it with the voice, right?
Oh,
Many of them are still around, kicking.
Sure.
So,
Sure. Yeah, and just the success that they had back in those days is what carries them on today.
That's right.
Yeah.
Gary Puckett.
Gary Puckett and the Union Gap.
The Union Gap.
Yeah.
In fact, the Golden Nugget gets a lot of the oldie shows, they call them, right?
Sure.
And it's a nice venue, and it's not terribly expensive.
We saw Willie there a few years ago. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else we've seen at the Golden Nugget, but we've seen lots of shows here in Vegas and all over the world. Not world, but around the country anyway. We've experienced some great live music and some that should have retired.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
They had the Grassroots I saw. They were very good, too.
Were they?
They were excellent, actually.
Yeah, and I remember the Grassroots.
Tommy James and the Shondells were here, too. I'm telling you, they were great. Tommy James can still knock it out of the park, and he's like 78 or 9.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. He was great. He sang every song they ever made.
Right.
That guy's great. Still.
Wow.
It's amazing, I'm telling you.
Well, that's cool. Well, and I guess it gives you even some hope and some excitement,
what I was gonna say.
right?
There's always hope for me.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you're still young in compared to some of those guys that you mentioned, right? You said Engelbert Humperdinck is going to be here.
Yeah, he's 89. He's
89
next Saturday. He'll be at the Orleans.
Wow.
I'm going to see him too. I want to go see him.
That's phenomenal.
So we're going to go see him on Saturday. And it gives me hope. Exactly. Right. So I got a few years. I still got a window here.
Well, yeah.
So we'll
Excuse
see.
me. Yeah. Well, so you started playing the guitar at 9.
Yep.
Did you continually play the whole time in the last 60 years? Have you continued to play daily or weekly? Or
I'm not a great guitar player. I'm just okay. The truth is that most songs are constructed with 4 or 5 or 6 chords.
Right.
All the hit songs have 4 or 5 chords.
Well, that's what inspired me to start playing again.
Right. So I mean,
3 chords in the truth, right?
Right, or 3 chords in the truth.
Yeah.
And again, I played just good enough to kind of accompany myself singing.
Sure.
And it's all the magic that goes around it that makes the sound. Okay.
Yeah, but there's nothing like a man and his guitar. Really, truly, I love that. I love that. Just you and your instrument, right? To be able. But I got to tell you, and I'm an old cowboy, right? And I spent a lot of time roping. I picked up a guitar and a rope at the same time at about 15 years old, and I laid the guitar down and rodeoed and roped. And it takes a lot of talent to be able to ride a horse, swing a rope, timing. And rope a steer and lead him off and have somebody heal him. And I mean, whether it's that or team roping or whatever, that takes a lot of coordination. No different than a guitar, in my opinion. I've experienced both. And it's very intimidating to me to pick that guitar up. And even it took me almost a year before I could play in front of someone.
Oh, well, my songs are all pretty emotional only because of the way I feel about things.
Sure.
And most of them are based upon either romances, lost loves, new loves, and loves to be found. Okay.
Sure.
So that's kind of the I would say the model for my songs. A lot of them, broken hearts.
You're a real romantic guy.
I am very romantic. Exactly.
Yeah, cool. Well, that's cool.
I try to do that. So anyway, but that's what I do.
Well, cool. Well, so what's your plan? I mean, you told me you don't want to retire, so you're going to continue to work. And work the music scene a little bit,
Yes.
and hoping, is your hopes that the music will take off and then this can become your full-time job?
Well, I mean, again, I put down the album. I have 10 original songs on it, 7 covers. I have a new one that I guess I'll sing today. And, by the grace of God, if somebody comes along and wants to either buy one of my songs or likes one of my songs and wants to really put it out there and something dramatic happens,
Sure.
then I would just shift gears and I would do the music full time. But meanwhile, I get a lot of gratification out of my job and what
Sure.
I do, and the people I work with, I love. And so every day is kind of a new adventure.
Sure.
And you just don't know what it's going to bring.
No.
And so
True.
I'm a real half cup full person. I always think the cup is half full, not half empty.
Sure.
So I embrace every single day. And,
Well, that's a good way to look at it. The cool thing is, the challenge is that the music industry is a very challenging industry. We've learned a lot in the last
Yes.
18 months, like you have, in doing this podcast. There's a lot. The music industry is very complex in how in how songs are written. The upside to it for yourself is that if you have success, you've written the music, so you own the publishing and the copyrights, right?
Yes, we
you
have all the copyrights. We have
Yep.
all what's called the IRC codes.
Yep.
Everything is registered with BMI and ASCAP or whatever.
Yep.
And we have it all covered legally in that regard.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
if somebody wants to sing one of my songs,
Sure.
on my album, you should listen to the Christmas song. It kind of sounds like a Michael Bublé song.
Oh, really?
It's called "Under My Christmas Tree." It's
Okay.
a Christmas song.
Okay.
And if somebody picked that up and wanted to buy it or
Sure.
hey, go for it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
No problem. You know what I mean?
Sure.
If they want
Sure.
me to sing it, fine. But
Yeah.
I think somebody else with a bigger name can do
Well,
that.
and it's interesting because we've had the privilege of interviewing several of these songwriters who are performing here.
Ah.
I think 8 of them we've already interviewed.
Cool.
Of the 50 that are here performing.
Oh.
So, but it's interesting because those questions have come up with some of the artists. Bryce Long, who's one of our favorites. I asked him. I said, "Does it bother you that you wrote the song, but somebody else is singing it and made it famous?" And he said, "Absolutely not.
No.
That's still my baby. I wrote it.
Right.
I get the credit for that. But that's what pays the bills."
He gets the checks for
Yeah,
it too.
he
Right.
dang sure gets the checks.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, fun. Well, yeah. Why don't you share one of your songs? I might even have you play a couple of them today. So.
Well, I think only one. I probably got to get back to work pretty
Okay.
soon. But anyway, this song, I just actually finished recording it last Saturday.
Okay.
So they're working on it, the
Sure.
final version of it, and then it has to go
Sure.
to mix.
Yeah.
But this song is called Lost Kisses in the Night.
Okay.
That's the name of this song. And
Okay.
I wrote this song. I literally woke up one morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, and this just sort of came to me.
Sure.
And in the dark, I just sat in my house on the stool with this guitar, and I just started kind of coming up with the progression of the chords and the
Sure.
words and so on. And
Sure.
And then this is what we're going to do here.
Awesome.
Lost kisses in the night means I'll never hold my baby tight again. Oh no, oh no, now it's over. All the dreams we used to share slipped away like a distant prayer. Oh no, now it's over. The memories are bittersweet, echoes of your heart's retreat. Every moment feels so wrong. Where did we lose our love song? Lost kisses in the night means I'll never hold my baby tight again. Oh no, oh no, now it's over. I'm standing here, but now you're gone, like the ending to a love song. Oh no, now it's over. Wishing I could turn back time to when your heart was still all mine. Now I don't know what to do, because I'm without you. Lost kisses in the night means I'll never hold my baby tight again. Oh no, oh no, now it's over. Oh, 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 it's over. Oh, 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 it's over. Oh, 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 oh.
Thank you so much. That's a pretty song. So, yeah, that has a very 60s vibe to it, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Little Ricky Nelson, little
Kinda.
Bobby Darin.
It's all in there.
Yeah, it's all in there. Well, cool. Thank you so much. That's a beautiful song, and we appreciate you taking time to come out and
Thank
see
you.
us and sit down with us and tell your story and share what you got going on. And we wish you the very, very best of luck. I want to see you on American Idol or
Oh God, I'm
The
too
Voice.
old. I can't get. I'm too old to apply. I think.
Will they won't take you?
I think not.
Oh
actually.
wow. Well, doesn't America's Got Talent? I think you
Maybe
still
that.
get on
Maybe
there.
The Voice, probably.
The Voice,
too, but
yeah.
I don't know. But you know.
Yeah, we actually interviewed a winner of The Voice, Sundance Head. He won in like 2016 or 2018.
Cool.
Beautiful voice, so
Cool.
talented. But well, I really wish you the very, very, very
Thank you.
best of luck.
Well, maybe at this songwriters thing, you could tell people to listen to my songs.
Sure, we'll share it and share it as much as we can, and then Mike Every, who you met, mentioned that maybe next year they may have a up and coming songwriter segment. These guys are all big hit
Yeah, I
makers
know
that are
they
here.
are. They are.
So, but we do a lot of songwriter festivals in Montana. You have my contact info, so make sure that you save that. We'll get you with some guys. Mike Booth in Montana. They have a contest. You can send in your work, and they will. If they invite you, if you win, you get to come up and perform on their songwriter festivals.
Cool.
Carrie Klepper at Whitefish as well. Good songwriter festivals.
All right, cool.
So
Thank
fun.
you.
All right.
Well, very good.
Hey, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, for Musical Miles Podcast, I'm your host. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have him. I'll have you sign this autograph of this guitar when we get done. But they can find your music on Spotify.
I can on it's EddyDelMonico.com. It's on Apple, Spotify, and Amazon Music.
As well as YouTube. So you have a new video, music video for your song.
The Booze Didn't Bury Me.
There you go. The Booze Didn't Bury Me. I listened to it, watched it this morning. It's a great video. So go check that out on YouTube, and then we'll tag all this information in our show notes so that when they watch the video, they can go click directly on the links and go right to the.
Thanks very much.
Yeah. So hey, for Musical Miles Podcast, I'm your host Byron Duff, and here with my friend Eddy DelMonico. We are at the Songwriter Festival here in Las Vegas at the Mandalay Bay. We'll see you somewhere down the road. Adios for now.